Is that just how we're going to open every episode? Just
I mean, pretty
Coke cans
much, yeah, we're going to open the Coke cans.
Mm.
It's ceremonial now.
Yeah. Scavenger's Banquet.
We're back.
Again. We were back last time, but we're back again.
It's been longer, I think.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
Mhm.
probably.
But it's the summer now.
It is the summer. So we don't have uni to worry about
Yeah.
for... Well, I mean, we're more than halfway through at this point.
Yeah. But it's
Well-
vaguely less convenient to get together now as well,
Yes.
isn't it? Because when you just come out of uni, you're like, alright, let's do it.
Yeah.
But now we're at home, it's like, I don't know where anyone is at any given point in time.
Well,
So, like,
I'm always here because I have very little social life.
I'm essentially working a full-time job for the next 5 weeks, so I'm always at work.
What?
Unless it's the weekend.
What is your job?
Oh, I work at a kids' summer club.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
you've told me terrible stories about that before.
Yeah, there have been some good times and some really heckin' bad times. No, but the kids have been lovely the past week. So, like, I've got, like, no complaints.
This is going to sound really creepy. Who's your favourite child?
Well, I can't tell you that. I can't really tell you their name because that would be a bit...
Yeah. Okay,
But
fine.
there's just a really lovely kid that we all love because he's just...
Yeah,
He's
but
just nice, you
What's
know?
the chances of anyone he knows listening to this, realistically?
Slim, but it's like a thing that I actually can't...
Yeah, I know,
Like-
yeah.
I would get hunted down and murdered. Okay, maybe not murdered, but like...
Yeah. Arrested.
Best not, you know?
Yeah, arrested for giving information.
I could just be really vague though and say
Human
that like
traffickers.
particular kids, like some of them, like they're just really nice. They'll just run up to you and just be like, "Hey," and just drag you off somewhere to play like table tennis or something. Because we've got a table tennis table now. It's really exciting.
Of course you have.
No, trust me. I've been doing this for 4 years, and it's the most exciting thing that's ever happened at work that we have a table tennis table now. So that no one will ever truly be bored. They can just play table tennis.
But only if they have a friend.
Or we'll step in, because we love playing table tennis. Like, the staff enjoy it almost more than the kids do.
Brilliant. Okay, now I'm gonna tell you what I was talking about.
Yes, please tell me this story.
Okay. So, for those of you who don't know, I have a disease called celiac, which affects my small intestine, and it means...
Bread will kill you.
Yes, basically my small intestine thinks that gluten is a threat, so it sends my immune system after it unnecessarily. Recently, however, I have been diagnosed with a second intestinal disorder beginning with C. It's called colitis.
Yeah, explain to me what this is as well,
So,
because you've mentioned it.
I have
and
mentioned
I kind
colitis.
of didn't know what it was, and I
Okay.
kind of didn't want to ask.
Yeah, basically, my large intestine, for no reason at all, becomes inflamed.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, like literally out of nowhere.
yeah. I mean, it was literally out of literally out of nowhere, and constantly, unless I do things to stop it.
Right.
So
It's extremely inconvenient.
it is extremely inconvenient, but not as inconvenient as having a colonoscopy.
Oh, yeah. I've heard stories. None of
Well-
them have been good.
Well, let me tell you a story about that. I mean, I don't think it was a particularly traumatic experience, or well, certainly not any worse than anyone else's colonoscopy. But you know, you go to a hospital at a ridiculously early time, and you get led by a nurse into a little room, and you get given 2 hospital gowns, and you get told to just get naked and get in those hospital gowns. They let you keep your shoes on for some reason.
Oh.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's really odd.
It is really weird.
I don't know if I'd want to keep my shoes on, in all honesty. Like, socks,
Neither
fine.
do I, but I did.
Alright, yeah.
God knows why, but
As
I
you
did.
do, yeah.
And then they take you into another room, and so contrary to popular belief, you don't just get given 1 hospital gown, which you have to hold the back on.
Right.
You get given
the second
2.
one to
you
put
get
on the back.
You get given 2. The second one to put on the back. Then when you get into the room, you take the second one off,
Right.
and you lie down on this surprisingly comfortable bed.
They are quite.
They
aren't
are quite comfortable. Then you get cannulaed. So
Right.
you just
Yeah.
needles in your hand, which is Not fun.
No.
And then the doctor comes along and he says hi, sticks a finger up your bum, and sticks a camera up your bum for half an hour.
Nice.
Yeah. You get to watch. There's a little screen with the footage.
It's weird watching things on screens, isn't it? Because they're kind of just looking up and they're like, this is it. And you're like, huh. As you lay here.
Yeah. And, you know,
exposed.
pink fleshy tubes.
Mm.
You know, didn't look unusual to me, but the doctor says, I think we had better take some biopsies. So he got these weird little pincery things. Stuck that up me as well.
Oh, God.
And, you know.
Pinch.
Yeah. That's the weirdest sensation I've ever felt.
Is it more discomfort rather than pain?
It's not.
Or?
It's not even real. I will demonstrate. It's like this on the inside.
Yeah, that's weird.
I can't demonstrate why I did.
A gentle pinch.
A gentle pinch, pull and release. But it was faster than that, so it was more like. But you know. On the inside.
It's the on the inside.
It's the on the inside part.
Imagine.
While you're under sedation,
right?
Which was the effects of which were very, very, very subtle. So I didn't notice anything happening while I was there, but afterwards I'd lost about 3/4 of my memory of it.
Ah, classic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they also inflate you. They, if anyone listening by any chance is having a colonoscopy in the future, be prepared to be inflated.
Explain. What do they just puff air?
They just puff a bit of air into you to
weird.
make the journey of the camera easier.
Makes sense. But it's still very odd.
Yes.
God, I'm glad.
And you can imagine the effects of that later.
Yes.
Yes. So now. I've got little. I've been told to. I've got little. There's no word for it other than enema cartons.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a little plastic carton, filled with a. Honestly, quite cummy looking liquid.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not great. It's got a little nozzle. You put it up yourself and you squeeze it.
Cute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That must be so pleasant for you.
I you know, compared to a colonoscopy, it's fine.
Walk in the park.
It's fine. It's not unpleasant. That's what I'll say.
So you've had a wild time.
I have, yeah. I was hoping it would be a polyp. That seemed to fit the symptoms, and they could just get rid of it. But no, it's a long-term.
Classic
disease.
sod's law, isn't it? You can't be the simple thing.
Well, to be fair, colitis is probably the second best case scenario. You know, worse things it could have been is Crohn's, for instance, which is like colitis but worse, or cancer.
Yeah,
for
I was
example.
going to say we do love not having cancer.
I do
very
quite
nice.
enjoy not having cancer.
Because that was my most recent trip to a hospital to have something done. I had to have a scan because it was like, I could have breast cancer right now.
Oh dear.
I had a weird ultrasound. That's a weird experience. When you're having an ultrasound that's not for a baby and they're kind of like showing you the screen and you're like, I feel like a mother, but also not.
Do you have breast cancer?
I do not have breast cancer. We're
good.
All good.
That
it's
is good.
A happy time. But yeah, it's like one of those things you sit there and you're like, it could be. Probably not.
Yeah.
But it could be. So happy days. We're both currently cancer free. That's
as far
good.
as we know.
Yeah. Let's hope to not tempt fate here. You know.
Yeah. Let's try and think what else it could have been. Oh yeah. First time I went to see a doctor about it, which was about a week after the trouble started.
Yes.
That was just a simple finger up the bum.
Yeah.
Got told it was hemorrhoids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and got told not to worry about it, and it would clear up in a bit, but it didn't.
Yeah, it didn't. No.
Yeah.
What an oof.
Yeah. So then I went to see my celiac doctor about it. You know, gastroenterology, so deals with the whole intestinal tract. Told him about it. He stuck a finger up me and said, well, the problem is not with your... the problem is further than a finger in.
Right, there you go.
So, my prostate is fine.
Good.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Anyway. Enough of diseases. It's time for Izzy's hypothetical.
Right, okay. So, this isn't one that I've thought of myself. I saw this on Twitter. But, like, I just found it somehow really funny. And I just wanted to quiz Nick about this.
Oh, boy.
There's just something about it. It's okay. Right, okay. So imagine, someone is offering you £10 million right this instant.
Okay.
But there is a small catch.
Okay.
A snail is chasing you for the rest of your life. And if
Yes.
it touches you, you die a terrible death.
Right.
The snail cannot be killed.
Yes.
It knows your location at all times.
Right.
And its only purpose is
Yes.
to find you.
Okay,
Do
fine.
you take the money and risk the snail?
Of course I do. Yeah, that's easy.
But can you imagine a life tormented? Every snail that you ever saw could be the snail to kill you. You'd have like an irrational fear of like garden snails. If someone put a snail on you, you'd be like, eee!
I was under the impression that I would know which snail it was.
Okay, assuming you could not recognise the snail yourself.
Well, then I would just avoid all snails at all costs. That would be. I mean, because if I knew which snail it was, I'd just trap it under a glass.
Yeah, exactly. Or you could like drop it at the bottom of the ocean in like the Marianas Trench or something.
Yeah.
And then if it gets out, then it deserves to kill you.
Yeah.
But the more I thought about this when I first read it, the more it tickled me because it's like you couldn't like. What if the snail was really close to you and you went to bed and it found you in the night? You wouldn't have a chance. You just
that's just a question of checking all your doors and windows. And, checking your room for snails and then securing it.
And then also before you open everything up, checking for snails.
Yeah.
It'd just be a bit of a life of checking for snails, wouldn't it? But there's something about that.
Yeah. I mean,
like you're rich.
They're not really gonna. Well, I suppose they are. They're relatively stealthy and they don't make very much sound, but they also move really slowly.
They do move very slowly. Yeah.
I wonder if there's a place in the world where snails aren't native.
Ooh, yeah.
So if I'd moved to Iceland or something.
Well, yeah, I can imagine a snail wouldn't be able to get through a tundra or something, would it?
So I think move to Reykjavik, have a nice life in Reykjavik on your £10 million.
Yeah, I was going to say, you could absolutely live it big.
However many Icelandic krona that would be.
Because theoretically, if you knew that the snail would start in the same country as you, you could just go abroad.
Yeah.
And surely the snail would take years to find you.
Well, I mean, if it knows where I am, then it would take at least a year to get on a ferry.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it could get on a ferry.
Could get on a boat. I was literally just imagining the snail, like, crawling across an ocean floor, like, I must find this one person.
I'm just going to Google the Icelandic currency, just out of curiosity. Oh, it is the Icelandic krona. Good.
Oh, there you go.
So, the O has a little accent above it, like the one in Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So it is... Might be krona.
I don't actually know how the accents are pronounced.
Well, let's find out. O.
Because obviously,
I think it's long. I think it is a long O. It's found in Chinese. Apparently.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, Latinized Chinese.
Yeah.
Czech and Slovak, Dutch, Emilian Romagnol, whatever that is.
I was going to say what's Romagnol.
Faroese, Icelandic, Irish, Italian, Kashubian, Hungarian, Kazakh, Polish, Portuguese, Scottish Gaelic, Spanish, Sorbian, and Vietnamese. Yeah.
I can't remember what sound it makes in Spanish either, because most of the time the accent just means put a bit more emphasis on that particular letter in a word.
It is used in the Spanish language to denote an O syllable with abnormal stress.
Yes, it's just really emphasise this one particular letter.
Yeah.
And that's all the accents ever really seem to be in Spanish.
Yes. And in Portuguese, it's used to mark a stressed I think, who in words whose stressed syllables is in an unpredictable location within the word, as in a po. As in how could that stressed syllable be unpredictable?
I don't really know.
Because there's only one of them.
Yeah.
And oculus, which is glasses.
Yeah, I was going to say, that does sound like glass.
Apparently, Portuguese doesn't sound like Spanish.
No, it doesn't.
No, it sounds
it sounds really different.
It sounds almost Asian.
It's like a couple of words you think to yourself, hi, I think I know that one. And then the rest of the sentence is just, what gibberish is this?
Yeah.
I didn't realise they were so different until I heard someone speaking Portuguese. And
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, neither did I.
What?
I've had a Portuguese flatmate.
Yes, you did.
He's all right.
Yeah. Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like weirdly, for some reason, he really idolised Churchill.
Ooh.
Well, yeah, I don't know. He's a Portuguese business student, I think, who had a weird investment in the UK getting out of the EU.
Ooh.
I don't know why. He was weirdly in favour of it for some reason, even though he's not even from here.
I know, right? He's Portuguese. Why does he care? That's the thing. My Spanish exchange used to know way more about Brexit than I ever did. He paid really good attention to it. Something about foreign students just really liking to keep up, I think.
Yeah.
He always seemed nice enough. We just used to see him cooking his dinner on Mondays, didn't we?
Yes. Yeah.
Normally rather late.
That's
about the only impression I got from him.
Yeah.
That he made pretty much the same dinner every Monday night.
Oh yeah, and
he made it very late.
I have seen him eating an enormous plate of what's the word? Dry is not the right word, but unsauced spaghetti
yes.
with a big old pork chop or something.
Yeah, exactly. It was the pork chop that he'd fry up and then just plain spaghetti.
Yeah, plain spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's the word.
He put salt in the water and everything.
Yeah,
and maybe a little bit more salt on the spaghetti when he was done. I think I saw him do that once, and I didn't really understand why. Then it's just salty nothing.
Might have been pepper.
Could have been. I could have sworn it was salt. But anyway, that was a classic.
Okay. Yeah. Who am I? I can talk about them now. There was there were 5 of us, including me, and 3 of them were international students.
Yes.
So there was me and the other English guy who was
on my course.
On your course.
Was.
Yes.
Because I remember seeing him in lectures, and then I saw him come into the kitchen once to make a pizza.
Yeah.
And I was kind of looking at him oh my god, I knew him, and I did that kind of awkward smile and nod that you kind of know them, but you've never spoken to them, and he kind of didn't react.
And because he's even more quiet than me.
Yeah.
Then there was South Korean girl whose name I didn't learn until an embarrassingly late. Yes. And then there was
never saw her.
Yes, I'm gonna censor that name just in case. But I believe she was she was from China, but I think I could be way off. I think her parents are both Chinese, but she grew up in Spain. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works.
I could check out actually.
Yes.
A lot of Chinese people live in Spain.
And I saw her and the other English guy equally rarely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We never saw her, and we saw the English guy
once. Yes, and this is
maybe twice because he came through the hallway once.
And by we mean our D&D group.
Yes.
The last session. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I
thoroughly enjoyed it too.
Good. So yes,
I've had Croz's theme stuck in my head. I had it. I was humming along to yesterday, and I was like, "What am I humming?" And then I realised what it was, and I was like,
"It's
why is that still in my head now?"
It's a theme song I wrote for my D&D villain. I can play this because I've got the copyright for it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, well, I mean, of course I have because I wrote it.
Yeah, obviously you wrote it. So
I don't actually have a copyright on it, but still. It's mine.
Yeah, it's yours.
No one's
going
gonna
to write it.
No one's going to get annoyed with me. But
yeah, no one's going to come after you.
But I write theme songs for my D&D villains.
And it's brilliant because that means when the track starts playing, you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
This audio has been cut for causing too much interference with the microphone. Soz.
And you'll be able to hear that track and many others on my upcoming album. I've forgotten what it's called. Shit. Journey to the Centre of the Soul. That's what it's called. Journey to the Centre of the Soul. Coming soon.
Hit it up.
Yeah.
SoundCloud? Question mark?
There's some tracks from it on SoundCloud. The Savage Frontier, The Temple of Anam, and probably another one. Oh yeah, Skyriders, but I'm adding lyrics to that.
Well then where do I hear the whole album?
Well, when it comes out, it'll be available on nickhode.bandcamp.com.
Lit.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll probably put an advert on my YouTube channel as well. I'm gonna get someone to do proper artwork for it this time, because the first one was kind of shitty, not shitty pixel art, but it was just pixel art with really shitty text over it that I put over, and it's not centered and it's really shit. Second one is just a selfie.
Yeah. Yes, I know the one.
Yeah. Coke. Yeah. Third one, I have got. I'm just going to reuse the idea I had for the second one, and I'm either going to ask a friend to do it like I did last time, and I'm hoping she actually gets around to it this time. Or I'm going to actually commission something from the internet, but that's probably going to be really expensive.
Yeah, I was going to say commissions tend to be, depending on what you're getting.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's worth it because they're putting in lots of time
of course,
and effort.
yeah.
But for us poor students, it's an investment.
It is an investment. An investment that, honestly, probably wouldn't be worth it because it wouldn't increase my sales.
There you go.
But yes, album coming out. Now, this is the time where we would normally do story time with Nick, but unfortunately I have no story. Oh, I just remembered what we can do instead. I did come up with this earlier, but I'd forgotten about it.
Go on then.
In the next game of D&D, which I'm running, it will be tomorrow. You're not going to be there.
No, I'm not.
No.
It's okay though. I'll be sleeping before work.
Yeah.
I've got such a lit life now. Guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's some riddles that I'm going to ask the party, and assuming I can find them.
Riddle me this.
Yes, exactly. There's going to be
Sphinx asking me 3 riddles.
Yeah, there's going to be a Sphinx.
Good.
Alright.
It has to be a Sphinx.
Of course, it has to be a Sphinx.
When people include Sphinx in things and don't make them ask riddles, it's like, what is even the point?
Are they? Here we go. So,
I'm really bad at riddles though.
So,
I'd just like to put that out there now.
No. I think you'll be all right.
Okay.
So they're pirates.
Mm-hmm.
They've come to this island.
Arr.
And they come across this Sphinx guarding the secret cave where the treasure will be hidden.
Mm-hmm.
And it speaks like this. I cannot permit you to enter, you see, for first you must answer my riddles 3. They shall be presented in the form of a rhyme, and you must determine the very last line. Travellers be warned if you're incorrect. You shall see why we sphinxes are shown such respect. But success moves you closer to the riches herein. Are you ready? Then let the challenge begin.
Oh my god! It's like Raven.
Yep.
Right. Hit me.
First riddle.
I'm nervous.
There is a question which you must unveil, asked of the creatures from fairy tales. 'Twas asked in a most distressing occasion, in fact nothing short of a home invasion. 'Twas asked by a man who was seldom admired, ugly and fearsome and quite undesired. He guzzled shallots with a terrible chomp. The question is...
Oh my god. I'd say, what is my name? But
No.
It has to rhyme, doesn't it?
It has to rhyme with chomp.
No!
Just think, what words rhyme with chomp? Because there aren't many of them.
Stomp. Oh no! Oh no! What are you doing in my swamp?
Yep.
Kill me. Alright.
That should give you the tone
Okay,
for the
right.
rest of them.
I was on
They're meme riddles.
I was going to say my mind was going on a very serious path, but now
Yes.
I understand.
There is a man in a city far away, informing the public of the events of the day. He'll pay a high price for a certain treasure, concerning a person who brings him displeasure. He wishes to cause this person's demise by spinning a libelous web of lies. What is the treasure? Tell me if you can. He wants...
Oh no. Oh, I'm so mad at this. So, rhyme with can.
Yep. But think about the rest of it as well.
Oh no. I'm not too sure about this one.
There is a man in a city far away, informing the public of the events of the day. He'll pay a high price for a certain treasure, concerning a person who brings him displeasure.
Oh, don't. Hang on. Wait.
He wishes to cause this person's
I
demise
think I got it.
by spinning a libelous web of lies.
Okay, yeah, I got
What
it.
is the treasure? Tell me if you can. He wants...
Pictures of Spider-Man.
Yep.
I love this. This is amazing.
Right, and this is the last one.
Okay.
A man in a town full of puppets wants to put a stop to the knight clad only in blue. His goal is simple and his plan is inspired, but his friends are pathetic and ought to be fired. They follow the knight on his daily patrol, armed with a mesh made of ropes and of holes. They fire their weapon, but alas, the knight goes free. The man shouts. What does he shout?
Excellent question. Let me muse for
I'm gonna
moments.
down the rest of this Coke and read it again.
Alright, yeah. I might need it. Nets? What?
A man in a town full of puppets wants to put a stop to the knight clad only in blue. His goal is simple and his plan is inspired, but his friends are pathetic and ought to be fired. They follow the knight on his daily patrol, armed with a mesh made of ropes and of holes. They fire their weapon, but alas, the knight goes free. The man shouts.
Oh my god, I actually don't know.
You were on the right lines with net.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of things with nets in it.
Memes with nets in them.
Yeah, memes, especially with nets in them. I don't know.
If I say the word net with a specific inflection, you might get it. Net!
Oh no, that somehow did not help at all.
Oh, okay.
Dear God, it couldn't be a meme that I don't know.
No.
Surely
It
not.
can't be a... No, there's... If you know memes, you'll know this.
Oh my God. It's one of these horrible days where you've said the word meme and now just lucky Luciano has just stood, blocking my mind from thinking.
Would you care to hear the answer?
Just do it. I failed the last.
Throw it on him, not me!
Oh
Yeah,
no!
I'll read the whole thing again. A man in a town full of puppets wants to put a stop to the knight clad only in blue. His goal is simple and his plan is inspired, but his friends are pathetic and ought to be fired. They follow the knight on his daily patrol, armed with a mesh made of ropes and of holes. They fire their weapon, but alas, the knight goes free. The man shouts, "Throw it on him, not me!"
God damn it! Oh, I failed on the last riddle.
Rip Stefan Cole.
Well, if I were a pirate on that, I wouldn't have gotten in.
Yeah, they've
I would
got,
have been so close.
they've got a team of 5 though. So
Yeah, they can work it
Yeah.
out with all of them.
as soon as they get the tone of memes,
Mm-hmm.
they'll probably be onto it.
I mean, once you start with Shrek, there's no going back. You can't go serious after
Yeah,
that.
Shrek, Spider-Man, and Lazy Town.
Um,
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You can bet your sweet butt cheeks will be playing that. I've got 2 playlists. One for normal pirates.
yes.
Second for when the Kraken shows up, because I like my playlists.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I can only use short snippets because copyright. I think I'm allowed up to 7 seconds before the copyright bots get to me.
Right.
But there's classic.
And then no more.
And then no more of that.
Yes.
Then there's something that sounds pretty piratey but isn't explicitly piratey. Yep. Then there's...
Wait, that's from...
Go on. Ooh.
What is it from?
I mean, if you get it from that little snippet, I'll be very impressed.
I want to say it's from one of the things with birds.
What?
No. Oh, no.
It's the
I'm
Adventures
lost.
of Tintin.
Yeah. Lost.
Then there's 40s pirate music,
Ooh.
if I can find it.
40s
Heck.
pirate.
Fucking there it is. Nope. Yeah, the Seahawk. And then there's what are you doing there? Somehow, Arrival to Earth from Transformers has found its way into that playlist. Must be purged. And finally, there's
Do what you want, 'cause a pirate is free. You
are a pirate. Yeah, and then when the Kraken shows up, pirate metal.
Oh,
Because-
don't. Wait, I've got to have a look at this now.
I mean, it's there are some non-pirate things, but it's mostly
it's
ale.
mostly exactly what I thought it would
Mostly Ailstorm.
be. Good. Couldn't really be anything else, could it?
They've got a version of You Are a Pirate, which is
Oh, nice.
unfortunately not on Spotify, but
Oh, that's a bit annoying.
I've got access to it on my laptop because I legally downloaded it
Yes.
from a legal source.
100% legit.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's, it's... That's enough of that.
Oh, takes
We
me-
don't want to anger the copyright
No,
gods.
we do not. But recommend listening.
And to be
It's
honest-
pirate metal, like
Yeah, it's pirate
you
metal.
actually can't go wrong.
No. Especially not with Fucked with an Anchor.
No, I was waiting to
Yeah,
bring it up
yeah.
and you beat me to it, you bastard.
Fucked with an Anchor is on there. It's... Oh, what a song. Katie's gonna love it.
Oh yes, she really is.
Ooh. How long have we been recording for? We've been recording for 34 minutes and allowing for the time at the beginning and possibly some things which I'm going to cut out.
Some snips.
Just little snips. I think that will be it for this episode. It has been an absolute pleasure recording this episode.
It has, as always.
We will... well, no, we won't see you. I hate it when people say we'll see you next time because that's just not true.
We'll appear on your sound waves another time.
Appear on your sound waves.
There
Yep,
you go.
that'll do.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.